Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today I am happy to announce and release the pulse indicator, and here it is. Ignore the P&L boxes and the CVD down here, but the arrows here represent the bullish and bearish signals from the pulse indicator, and these are also derived from order flow data, from order book data, and it doesn't just calculate it on the one bar that it's on, it actually uses the previous couple bars to calculate the signals. So not only are you getting a signal on the exact bar that you are on, it's analyzing the activity of the bars that precedes that one. So it's quite a powerful tool. As you can see right here, the signals are pretty decent. I have it configured in a certain way right now, but like I said, this is a very highly configurable indicator, and you can modify it in so many different ways to your own liking, to your own asset. You know, it might perform a lot differently on crypto than it does on futures, so that's why you need to modify the settings of the indicator to your desired needs and to your preference. So we go into the settings here, we turn off these signals. As you can see, I'm using signal 1 and signal 4. This is how it is by default. You'll see these colored candles, and what these colored candles are engulfing volume candles. Basically, they're often going to be these engulfing candles with no upper or lower wick, and what they represent is a lot of buying or selling. That doesn't mean that it's just an engulfing candle. With the order flow data within those candles, the bid and ask volumes are either very high or very dominant. So when you see a colored green candle, that's telling you that it's a huge, enormous amount of buying within that candle, and it's an engulfing candle. So the same thing with the big red candles, the colored red candles. You'll see a lot of selling within those candles, and they close out to be quite engulfing. So you can actually use these candles as entries if you wish. I often actually do that because you'll see in the settings, you can actually toggle the engulfing candles on only, which allows you to only see signals on these candles, which is actually, you know, when you filter out some of the signals, it's actually quite useful. So let's talk about the settings. So these are the settings that will control the amount of signals you get. So let me just toggle on signal 3 for now. Now these signals are often the most frequent signals you'll get, so you'll get a lot of them, and in my opinion not the strongest, but you can configure it to be quite good. So what you'll see here is the factor. So this is the strength of the signal, and you can decrease or increase the strength of the signal. If you increase it, you'll get less signals. If you decrease it, you'll get more signals, similar to the FlowPro bot. And the length is also a variable that calculates the strength of the signal, just in a different way, and you can also decrease this or increase it for less or more signals. Then we have minimum volume. So this setting allows you to filter out low volume data. So if you only want to look at signals with high volume, you can increase this. I generally leave this on 0 because I want to see all signals and I don't really care about filtering out volume. So next we have a delta filter. This will only show you signals where the delta is positive on the bullish signals and the delta is negative on the bearish signals. So if we have a signal with a down arrow and it's a bearish signal, and you toggle this will only show you the signal if the delta is also bearish on that bearish signal. So if we untoggle it, as you can see, we get signals here, and it filters those signals out. Engulfing candles only, as I said previously, only shows you signals on these powerful engulfing candles where there's a lot of buying or selling within those candles. So then we go on to the signals. Now we have 4 different variations of signals. My personal favorites are 1, 2, and 4, and they all have a different calculation method for calculating these arrows and calculating bullish and bearish signs. So if we toggle signal 1 and signal 4, as you can see, these are some of my favorite signals. You'll see that these signals are quite good and quite accurate in this scenario here, and you can further filter them. You know, if you want to put delta filter on, you can do so, or if you want to increase the strength of the signals, you'll see that a lot of the false signals will actually disappear. And if you only want to trade the engulfing candles, well, there you go. You can only trade those. So that's those signals there, and you can actually toggle all the signals on if you like, but as you can see, you're going to get a lot of arrows, so you can toggle all of the signals on if you like, and then filter out the false signals as you wish. So that is another thing you can do. Then we can move on to the next setting within the signals, is the alert setting. So if you want to get notification that a signal is present, you can just toggle the alert box on, and you're going to get a sound notification, and you can get a display notification if you configure your alerts that way. And then in the alert file, if you wish to change the sound of the alert for the different signals, you can do that. Alert 4, alert 3, alert 1, you can just put that in this box here, and that's the same for every other signal. So then we have candle color. These are the colored candles I spoke about already, with the enormous amount of buying or selling within them. You can toggle this on or off. If you don't want to see them, you can just toggle it off, but here we are. Here you can just toggle it on and you'll see these candles. Then we have the drawing. This is the arrows. You can make them smaller, you can make them bigger. This is just visualization settings, and you can do whatever you wish with those candles. Now, how can you use this indicator in your own trading? Well, you can combine it with other tools like support and resistance. You know, if the price starts to reach a naked swing point and you'd like to see a bearish signal here, perhaps at the reaction of a resistance level, well, that's one way you could use it. You could see if there's a pulse signal at a level like this, then it might be worth listening to. And of course, if you're using some like trap traders, as you can see, a lot of trapped buyers up here. The price failed to make a higher high over here. It failed to break those trapped buyer levels, and the delta was super bearish here. I mean, you could have listened to these bearish signals from pulse and then entered and got yourself a really good short trade. So yeah, there's a lot of ways you can use this indicator to your advantage. It's not a standalone indicator. I mean, I use a lot of confluence in my trading, so the more confidence the better. And if you'd like to use this indicator, I would also suggest that you combine it with other tools just to give yourself that advantage. You know, like right here, we had a CVD divergence, so the delta was making a lower high, whereas the price actually made a higher high, as you see here. So the price actually went up, delta went down. That's a delta divergence, and then we get these two bearish pulse signals up here. So that was a really good way, really good prediction of the reversal from CVD and from pulse. And right there, you could have entered, went short, and you got yourself a beautiful trade. So yep, if I had one piece of advice, the main piece of advice with this indicator is please configure it to your needs. Play around with the settings. You know, if you're an NQ trader, if you trade Bitcoin, if you trade gold, go onto that chart, go onto whatever time frame you trade, apply the indicator and play around with the settings. You'll often find that just visually, you don't even need to back test these things, but visually you can see where the signals are good or where they're bad. Should you be using signal 1? Should you be using signal 4? It's totally up to you. But like I said, play around with it, play with the settings. You'll actually find a good combination of configuration where the signals will actually look quite strong on your chart. So that is my main piece of advice. And guys, this indicator is now available to all active subscribers that have subscribed to the FlowPro bot plans. So if you are a subscriber and you're interested in Pulse, please check your emails. The download file has been sent to you, and all you have to do is download it and add it to your indicator folder. We've already given your email access, so hopefully you guys have access. If you don't, please contact us. And that's pretty much it, guys. There's not much more to touch on. Maybe I missed a few things, but if you have any questions, just reach out to us and we'll try to explain everything as quickly as possible. But if you guys want access, please visit our website, ProfitProTrading.com. you'll be able to get Pulse and the Flow Pro bot within the same plans now. And if you want any free indicators, those are free to download from our website too. So please check it out. As always guys, take care. I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.